welcome to It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James JC Coy, and just like I always tell you, we got another absolutely fantastic show coming your way today. We got this absolutely wonderful, magnificent guest. Been on the show quite a few times, but she always bring it. She always bring a lesson to be learned, and remember, with every lesson, there could be blessings. So, and that's just how she rolls. So I can't wait to get this guest on because we're gonna talk about life. Life is a process. Life is sometimes there's some tumbles and turns and crickets and rocks and everything in the way, roadblocks, but we have to be able to deal with those type of things. So this guest today is going to talk about all of those things. So whichever platform you're watching this on, all you have to do is just go to the comments, ask this great guest any questions that you might have, and I promise you we'll get you an answer. I can't start the show without my executive producer, Dr. Michelle Cooley, and also the co-host. How you doing today, Doc?
Doing good. Doing great. We love having this guest on our show. She always brings a lot of stuff to, have us thinking like, So, we love to hear what she has to say to motivate, educate, and inspire the audience. So we're really excited to have her back.
Yeah, and also, I'm just telling you right now, this young lady, she's going to tell you a little bit about her show that comes on every Friday, Tools for Everyday Living. And you might want to lock in on that one as well. But, Michelle, can you please introduce the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this magnificent guest of ours?
Yes, the title of today's show is Life is a Process. And we're having a sit-down discussion with military veteran, television host, best-selling author, and transformational speaker, Stacy Bullock, where I'm talking about stopping doubt. Believe in your process. What is a process? How do you understand how to follow the process? How do we make life process improvements? Are you dedicated to stop doubting? And what is your level of tenacity for fulfillment? So Stacy Bullock, she is the founder of Power and Resilience Coaching Agency. She's the president and CEO of Ordered Steps Incorporated, a nonprofit serving homeless women and formerly incarcerated women, veterans, a best-selling author, transformational speaker, certified John Maxwell leadership coach, a civil servant, and ordained evangelist. Stacy is an Army veteran, having served a little under 18 years, where she advanced to the rank of staff sergeant. She is compassionate about everything she does. She's a compassionate individual whose mission is to help others reach their full potential through their power of resilience. Resilience is important. Thus, the reason she began coaching men and women ages 35 to 45. She's the international national television host of Tools for Everyday Living, live on E360 TV. So welcome back to the show, Miss Stacy Bullock. Yay!
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here with you all. You all are family.
Your family as well, Stace, and we just love having you on the show because you bring so much wisdom, understanding, and you get people focused on things that they might want to do, but that sometimes they find it hard to do because they have to change the mindset. Stacy, for the people that haven't seen you on the show, can you tell our viewers and our listeners a little bit more about you and what makes you click?
Absolutely. I am someone I am dedicated to igniting your life's purpose. I am one who can be your greatest cheerleader, your biggest fan, someone who will get in your corner with you, fight with you as a coach and counselor, and make sure that you have the right resources, whether they're tangible resources or they're mental resources or physical resources, to get your job or your mission, your purpose done in life. That's who I am at the core. I am a child of God, most of all. I love human beings. I love seeing us be successful.
You are certainly a child of the Most High God. and ensuring that we continue to follow. But Stacy, this thing called mindset with a lot
Mm,
of folks where many of us want to go out and do the best that we can, but we also always let doubt get in the way. Doubt,
mm,
and you start doubting ourselves. And when you
mm.
start doubting yourself, you can't focus right. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So, doubt is a dream killer. That's what I call it. It is a thief. It will come and snatch away your desires, your passions. We all came here, meaning that we were born here on earth, and we came here with trust. We came here with happiness. You ever watched a toddler just run around and play and not have anything in its way or feel like there is anything that can stop them? I mean, they run up slides and they turn around and maybe fall back down the slide, but they get right back up. They don't doubt that they can go back up that slide again. But see, when life starts to take on its processes, then sometimes we can get a little bogged down, a little weighed down. And I like to equate it to when you're carrying a bag of groceries or a baby and your arm goes numb. All of a sudden it's just dead. Life can happen that way. If we try to take on too much and hold on to it and not find a place to release it in a positive way, it will get heavy on you and it will cause you to doubt your very thoughts.
And you're absolutely right, and that's why when doubt appears, we have to figure out a way of just pushing that to the side, because just like you said, there will be times in life where we're not able to fulfill our ultimate at that particular time, because of roadblocks and other things that might get in the way. So Stacy, you titled the show "Life is a Process." Can you
Yes.
explain to our viewers and our listeners exactly what that means?
Yes. So process itself, it means stages and a series of stages. I want to add in that it also has some steps to it. And so we have to make sure that we are properly equipped to take the steps that are needed. Um, there are people who climb high mountains, Kilimanjaro, and they have on special shoes. They have on special equipment so that they're able to take the necessary steps. First of all, so they don't fall and kill themselves. Second of all, so that the equipment will grasp the side of the mountain or the side of the cliff. That is what we have to make sure when we are following our processes in life, that we don't slip off and hurt ourselves trying to do something maybe that we're not supposed to be doing. So when we are in the process of it, when we're in the series of stages and steps to move forward in life, we have to make sure that, okay, I'm sure of my footing. I'm sure of who I am. I'm sure that I am supposed to be in this lane. I'm supposed to be, for myself personally, I'm supposed to be writing books. There's processes to writing books. I put myself on a schedule. I said over the next 20 days, and this was 10 days ago, that I needed to write 500 words a day in order to finish my book in a specific time. There's an end result to the process. So there's an end result to our life. There's something, of course, we all know the very end result is that we die. I'm not talking about that. We're here to live today, but our end result must be calculated, if you will. And so when it's calculated and we know what the end result we want, now what does it take for me and you to get there?
Wow. End result process. Stacey, you talk about life is inherited a process rather than a static state. Explain that.
So a static state means that you're not moving. You're stuck. and life is not supposed to be that way. We are not supposed to be stuck in one stage. Said it earlier. I talked about a toddler going through college and having to understand the stages of life was one of my classes, if I remember correctly. It's been a minute, but we had to learn from birth all the way from cradle to the grave, as they say. So what are the stages? What stage are you in right now? Are we in a stage? I'm saying I'm in a stage of renewal and elevation. But what is the process that I'm going to have to go through to make sure that I elevate in this life, that I grow up, that I no longer, I'm not 25 anymore, so I cannot walk around here as if I'm 25. I'm not even 35. Things have changed. I'm not even 45. And believe it or not, I'm not even 55. So there have been stages and processes that I've had to go through and learn as I go through them and grow and develop and not stop. So I wrote one book. Do I stop? No, I keep going. I keep writing. I keep creating because it's in me to do that. It's in all of us to do that.
Wow. This is so interesting already. But we're going to take a station break. We're going to come back. We're going to pick it up. And so whichever platform you're watching this on, if you want to be part of the conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments, ask Stacey any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break. How you doing out there? Hey, I'm Dr. James JC Coy, and I will be teaming up with Dr. Michael Mantell, where we're going to do a new series beginning November the 1st. It's going to be a 4-part series where we are going to talk about health 360 degrees, where we teach people how to just think of themselves. You get your mindset right and just think fitness. And we want everybody to dream big, think big, and be big. And we want everybody to be in their ultimate fitness, condition, mind, body, and soul. So this show starts November the 1st, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with Dr. Michael Mantell, world-renowned doctor that's doing so many great things, and myself, Dr. James JC Coy. So we want everybody to tune in to our show November the 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd. Who knows? Might be a permanent series. Dream big, think big, and be big.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? In everything that you do.
Welcome back to Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James JC Coy, and I got my absolutely fantastic guest here, Stacy Bullock, soon to be Dr. Stacy Bullock. And just like I told you in the beginning, she always bring it. and she bringing it right now. Hey, Stacy, so we're talking about life as a process. How do we understand how to follow the process?
Can I just back up just a little bit before we go there? I want to talk about the static thing again, because static also means lack of movement. And I don't know about you all, but I know when I have not worked out in a while, my body will tell me. It will start to feel like, I always say, like I have sluggish blood running through my veins. And I want to make sure that my blood is always circulating properly. And now I want to say that to us in a different way. And let's make sure that we are moving, that we are going forward in life and not just sitting back and waiting for something to come to us. If I don't get on my own machine, the machine is not going to jump up and put me on it. I have to be willing to work out and make sure that my blood and everything about me stays, how can I say, circulating properly. Yes. Now, over to how do we understand that we are following our life's process? Now, you can't follow Stacy's life process. I would advise you not to. It hasn't been all that grand and great in the past. There were some things that got me to this point of having this wisdom, as Dr. Cooley says. But now that I have been following this continual process, there's some evidence that I understand. So I understand the assignment. I understand who I am. Now I can be effective in what I do, and I also can be efficient. And that's how you know you're following the process. When things start to line up and get in order, like, oh, I didn't think I was going to get to this point. Some people might think, I'm never going to be able to buy a house. Yes, you will, if you follow the process.
Wow. Yeah, well put. Well put. Hey, Stacey, so in what ways does viewing life as a process align with the ideas and personal growth and development ongoing and continuation to understand that we have to continue, just like you said, you have to continue to grow. You have to continue to, once you meet certain goals, that's not it. We met that one. We have to continue and go and meet another one or create other goals that we got to continue, because life is a process.
Life is a process. Exactly. Dr. Cooley, you hit the nail on the head when you said that we have to continue in this. When we reach a goal, we always have something to strive for. All the time. There is no one here on earth that has arrived. Some may have reached great levels, but have we arrived at our end destination? No. Why? The evidence says you're still breathing. That lets you know that we have to continue to strive for something greater, something better than what we're doing. There's always more. God is infinite. That's what I always say. I say, I don't think that there's a stopping point when we're here. When we tap into who we are created to be, we will always want more. We'll always pursue more. Do singers and actors, do they stop working when there's a strike? Maybe, but then they go back. They pick up where they left off. They produce a better movie. They write a better song. They push and keep going. We have to do that. Athletes, they do it all the time. Look at LeBron James. How old is he? Somebody says that probably thinks that he needs to stop playing basketball, but his mindset, like Dr. Cooley said, the mindset says, no, I can continue. I have an 80-year-old neighbor who has been told numerous times, stop getting up in that tree trying to cut those limbs down. But does he stop doing it? No, because he is driven. The trees die. They need to be pruned. He gets up there and he does it. He takes his time now. He might have to sit down for a minute, then get back up and do it again. But he still keeps pushing. Don't stop pushing.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm thinking 80 years old, getting up and climbing. I'm not 80 yet, but I'm still not going to get up in the tree.
It's because he enjoys it.
Oh, yeah.
When we have something that we enjoy, that we like doing, keep doing it. Don't stop. We're going to talk about this probably a little bit later. Don't limit yourself. Yes, take your time and be smart about things, but don't limit yourself and say, oh, I can't do that. Now, if we want to say something crazy like, oh, I'm going to go pick up my house. Now, we know that's probably not going to happen, not unless you have the right equipment.
Uh-huh.
Now we can pick it up with the right equipment.
And you're right about not limiting yourself, because it doesn't matter how old you are. That's what keeps you happy. That's what keeps you going. That's what keeps you striving. We continue to do that. So Stacey, in the sense of pursuit and achieving goals, what in life, in the process, what is your recommendation to people that are having hard times writing their goals, keeping their goals, and using life as a process to fulfill their goals?
The first word that popped in my mind, and it's one of your words, Dr. Cooley, is commitment. We have to commit to ourselves. We commit to everything else, to everyone else, but we tell ourselves no. And how do you maybe not verbalize it and say no, but if you know that you enjoy ice skating, but you won't even take yourself to the ice skating ring, but every week you'll go drop your kids off at the soccer field because they enjoy playing soccer. But why do we keep telling ourselves no? By our behavior. Our behavior says that we are telling ourselves no because we're not doing the things that we enjoy. We have to continue to grow and take this creative approach. I saw this sign one day and it says, life is not about, I forgot what it says all the way, but the end part is what got me. It says, life is about creating yourself, creating. When these ideas come to your mind, you're like, oh, I like that. It sounds good. I think I can do it. But we have to get that commitment going and stick to it. And it's going to be tough some days. I'm not even going to sit here and try to make you think that every day is going to be peaches and cream, because that is not realistic. And we want to make sure that we are committed to things that are realistic. There's this thing that's called SMART goals, and it means specific, measurable, attainable, reachable, and time. Do we have the time to do it? Make the time to do it. If you want to create something new, you have to make the time to do it. I'm also an artist. You can see some of my artwork right behind me. That I had to make time to do it. Throughout my busy schedule, my busy days, I had to stop and say, I'm going to create today. And I did. And then now it's tangible. So when you commit, your commitment will become tangible.
It's just like I always say, when you commit with confidence. Commit with confidence. So I'm gonna steal a word of yours, resilient.
Yes.
How does understanding life as a process contribute to building resilience in the face of challenges and setbacks?
Okay. So, because I love resilience so much, that is my niche. I feel like I am one of the most resilient people on the planet. And that's because I believe. And I have what I call reference points. The Bible calls them altars. Some people think, oh, altar is negative. Not all the time. Sometimes it can be if you worship in the wrong thing. But an altar is just some place where you set something there that reminds you, I did this before and I can do it again. And I can do it better because I learned from the mistakes that I made. I'm going to go back to art. I was just actually in my, I call it my she shed this morning. And I went out there to get a piece of art that I was working on. And I just kind of thought of it on spot because I was making something else, but I had some leftover material. So I said, let's not waste it. Let's do something with it. And it didn't quite turn out the way I liked it, that I thought it would. But guess what? I told myself that I'm going to continue until I perfect it. And until I get it right. I'm going to continue working on it. This resilience will make you continue to work on you, work on your process of life. Don't stop. I'm going to keep saying it. Keep pushing until the baby is born.
Keep pushing till the baby's born and not giving up because just like you said, you use art as a form. But I bet it turned out, because I haven't seen a lot of your art, I bet it turned out perfect anyway. It might not have been to your satisfaction at that time, but
and yeah, you're right. It wasn't to my satisfaction. And it's funny you say that because I had a piece of art work with me at an event that I was just using as decoration. And somebody walked up and wanted to buy it. And I was thinking, hey, I don't want to sell it because it didn't come out right for me. But obviously it came out right for their eyes. So you're right, Dr. Cooley. It may not be right in our eyes, but in somebody else's eyes, it might be something that they need.
Might be something that they need. We're going to take a station break. But as you see, this young lady right here is so talented and everything, singing, art, loving God. That's a talent too, because we have to, really be open-minded and open heart. And spoken word. One of the days, me and her gonna have a spoken word contest on the show. I'm gonna give her what we might do that today. We might do
go freestyle.
Yeah, we might do that today. But I tell you, we're gonna take a station break. When we come back, we're gonna pick it up and we're gonna talk some more. Remember, all you have to do is go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any question that you might have, and I promise you we'll get you an answer. Yes, your life. We'll see you shortly after the break. Dr. James JC Coy from the United States of America, and I am here to just say, first of all, I'm so happy and honored to be on it, to be in the Coffee Book 2023, Unified Brain Z and the other organizations. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this collection.
I've seen a smile convey I love you. I'm proud of who you are, and one that keeps us close when we're apart. Talking from the darkness of all that we've been through, it seems that there might be a way to leave behind the loneliness we've known and live again life of
Hello, welcome back to Your Life. And I tell you, now you see why I have this guest on my show as often as I can, because not just what she stands for, but everything that she telling you, she live by that. And we have to live by what we stand for. If we are telling others to do certain things, you got to be doing it yourself, because if you're not, people gonna recognize you're not doing it. And you're gonna stick out like, I'm telling you to do this, but I'm not gonna do it. So but that's what, understanding life as a process is also being a part of the process where you are trying to achieve the next level, and then the next level, then the next level, then the next level. We call that experience.
Yes.
So we gather all of this experience and we climb the ladder as we continue to grow, because we all in search of this one thing, I believe. And that one thing, Stace, is wisdom. But in order to attain wisdom, we have to be able to go through the processes and experience and trials and tribulations and setbacks and fall down, get back up, and all of those type of things. Stacey, can you talk about that a little bit?
You know what? When you said it, when you brought up the word experience, and I felt like you were getting ready to go towards wisdom. I tell you, we always find ourselves on the same playing field. I'm so happy about that. But wisdom is exactly how you said it. But let me add a little bit to it. So for wisdom, it's a conglomerate of things. It's not just one thing. We need knowledge. We need experience. That's why we say to young people all the time, you don't have enough experience to be able to make a wise decision or a wise choice about certain things in life. So that's why hello, young people, y'all need to listen to some of us more seasoned folk, because we are experienced. We have been through some things. But check this out. One of the things we need for wisdom is common sense. You have to take your knowledge, your experience, your common sense, your will. All this stuff has to be combined in a pot of soup. And then you'll be able to, when you pour it out in the bowl, now it's good. Now we can say, oh, this has the right amount of seasoning in it, meaning that now we have the right amount of experience, or we have the right amount of know-how to accomplish the goal, to accomplish the mission, to meet our objectives. We have things that, yes, levels that we want to reach. We want to keep growing. We want to keep going higher and higher, but we still have to take everything that we know and combine it. Don't throw out the bad stuff. Keep that stuff in there too, because those are tools. Those are some learning lessons for us to make sure that we come to the table and get it right. First of all, we know what your objective is so that you can know what you're applying your wisdom to. Don't just be out there walking around aimlessly thinking that you're just going to all of a sudden bump into everything that you need. But don't get me wrong. Yes, that will happen. Things will get in your path. Things are already on your path. You have to make sure that you're aligned on the right path to make sure that you will bump into those things that you need. And the negative things that come your way, use them as the stepping stones in your stages of life. Woo, that was good.
That was very, very good. I mean, stepping stones in life, So, hey, Stacy, can you tell our viewers your thoughts on how does adapting a process-oriented mindset influence one perspective on fulfilling and improving oneself?
Okay, so I deal a lot with process improvements. That's part of my other job. And we have to look at the system that we're working with. Now, here, you got to hear what I'm saying. You got to listen between the lines, because I don't know what your system is in your life. Your system may be a penal institution. So let's make sure that system that we're following what will make us successful in it. So, because if we're not following the thing that is going to make us successful in it, what is the point? What is the point if we're not striving to be successful? And one letter that I did mess up in the SMART goals that I want to bring to point now is the R, and that means realistic. So, how I think part of your question is, how do we
commit to ourselves where when process oriented, where it's going to lead to us achieving whatever we are reaching for?
Right. And exactly what I said, we have to, there's processes in place already. Some things we can't bystep. Like, you can't go to the motor vehicle and say, I want my driver's license, but I don't have a car with me to take the test. You have to have the car. So when we want to achieve things in life, again, make sure they're realistic. And that means that you have access to whatever it is that you need. Don't go to the bank and tell them, oh, I need $5 million, but you don't have any credit to show that you have been successful in even managing $50,000. So let's be realistic in our approaches. We know what the big picture is. We see the big goal, we see the big dream, but there's steps and processes to get to those dreams. There are things that have to be looked at. And the first thing that we have to look at is ourselves. we have to look at ourselves and again, commit, be dedicated to who you are, be dedicated to studying about who you believe you are. I said earlier that my niche is resilience. I study resilience. I study the components of it. I study the stages of it, the things that I need to have in my toolbox or on my list of boxes to check off to make sure that I stay resilient, because life is going to keep showing up whether I want it to or not.
You're absolutely right. It's going to show up. So Stace, what roles does habit play when it comes to process improvement and also understanding when we veer way off course because we go away from certain habits? I'm talking like great habits. Like making your bed every morning at the same time out, all this other type of stuff. And those are habits that, but when we veer off, like, okay, I'm gonna leave it like it is today. I get back in it late on the night. I'm gonna leave it like it is the next day. And we start doing things in life where we forget about certain good habits. I'm not talking about. So can you explain that to our viewers a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that part up about fixing the bed every day. I fix my bed every day. I cannot get in my bed if it's not fixed. If it's not fixed, I have to fix it and then I get in it. I know that sounds nuts, but that's my process. Because guess what? It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me, again, it gives me the confidence that everything is neat around me. This might not be the best example, and I'm gonna get to your question, I promise you. When my mom passed away, and I had to go to her house after leaving the hospital, I have a smile on my face. Yes, it still breaks my heart that my mother is not here with me. However, I've gone through the process of grieving, and I am grateful for the things that she taught me. But there was so much stuff on her bed that I almost couldn't find it. And I said to myself, let me make sure when I leave my house, it is in a good state if somebody has to come in here without me. But the habits that we create, we got to identify what's your goal to get to the habit. Because I can go out here and work out every day and lift weights, lift 45 pounds, but I'm trying to be a baker. Those weights not going to help me. They are not going to help me at all. They might make me look great in my apron, in my uniform, but they're not going to help me in achieving the goal of becoming the best baker there is in the world. Not just the city, not just the state, but the world. Establish a purpose. Have something that is firm. I love the word tenacity. Because tenacity simply means that I grasp, I understand, I'm holding on to it, like they say, like the pit bull jaws. They don't lock, but they're so focused and intentional about their target that they refuse to let it go. So that's where you and I have to have that mindset of I'm intentional and so focused on who I want to become. I am not letting this go. Thirdly, guess what? You got to get rid of those doubts, those unbeliefs of things that from the past, things from your experience that you may have failed at. So what? We all fail at something. If we don't fail at it, we don't know what we need to do to get better at it. But now, keep going. Track your progress. Pay attention. Pay attention. It's simple. Pay attention to yourself. Observe your behaviors. What are you doing? How are you keeping your promise to yourself? I said I was going to write every day for a certain amount of days. Am I keeping my promise? Yes. because I want the end result. I know what my objective is. I know what my purpose is. I believe I can get it done, and I'm going to do it. And
And
so we'll.
knowing what your purpose is, and keeping a promise to yourself. If you break a promise to yourself, I mean, that's just like honesty, integrity, and ethics. I always believe that you have to be honest, truly honest with yourself. And integrity, that's part of self-check, integrity with yourself, because you don't want to do anything that's not right. Um, and integrity is also, and when you're the only person in the room or whatever, and like, I don't have to do this now. Nobody else is going to know, but you know.
Mm.
So, and, honesty, integrity, and ethics is what I call it. But integrity is being able to do the things when no one else is looking. Anyway, we got to take a station break. I love this conversation, Stacey. We're going to take a station break. We're going to come back. We still got some more. It's your life. We'll be back shortly after the break.
I never wanna leave. Yeah, I'm right where I wanna be. We got something you and me, and I can't get rid of this feeling. Just like a magnet, we're just like a magnet. The things we have can't be taken for granted. Now I know that it has always been you. I can't help it, I'm so drawn to you. Just like a magnet, we're just like a magnet. The things we have can't be taken for granted. Now I know that it has always been you. I can't help it, I'm so drawn to you. Hey, I'm so drawn to you. I'm so drawn to you. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome back to It's Your Life. Wow, it's amazing how time flies when you're having fun. We are
Yes.
at the 52-minute portion of. We got about 6 minutes to go, but it's so much more I want to talk about, and because every time you're here, Stace, you bring it. You bring a different spin on a lot of different things, and life is a process. You hit you grand slam, because it is, and people that don't understand that, they should understand a lot more now after this discussion that we're having right here. So um, let's talk a little bit about the holistic approach to way of being. What I'm talking about is consideration for fitness, mental, emotional aspects, and all the other things that are going on in life processes. And sometimes we just push those to the side, but we have to utilize all of those different methods. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So, when you talk about holistic, it says it right there, whole. How I was speaking at an event a few weeks ago, and my topic was, are you whole? Did you come to this event whole? Because it was an event where we were supposed to gather, and the theme was together we're stronger. But did you come whole, or did you bring a piece of you? So when holistically looking at us as human beings, that means our emotions, our physical being, our spiritual being. There's 4 areas in life that we really need to pay attention to bring this holistic thing to a good place. That's our relationships, our physical being, our emotional being, and our vocation. What you do for a living. Are you happy? Do you get up every morning and go, ooh, I'm so excited I used to have to play videos at our Monday morning meetings. And I love this one video that I would play about Bob. Bob would just pop up out his bed and sing and dance all the way to his office. And he would just be so excited about his job. Are you excited about your vocation? If you're not, think about ways to become excited or change it. But holistically, we have to get our finances in order. We have to have our health in order. Do you exercise? Do you eat right? Do you sleep right? You drink enough water? There's so many things that this physical house needs to keep it straight, to have a holistic how can I say, event, if you would, a good event, a good life, and follow all the processes. Your doctor tell you something, do it. Your trainer tell you
Follow the
something,
process.
do it.
You got to
Follow
do
the
it.
process.
You know what, Stacy? I tell you, it's always a pleasure having you on. The next time you'll be on this show, you will have Doctor by your name. And I'm hoping that you come on the show in December if you have time. I want to showcase Dr. Stacy Bullock. and how she got there is through a process. Life is a process. You have to build upon those things.
Yes.
And Stacey, I want to talk a little bit. We got about 2 minutes to go. I want to talk about this show because I want people to tune in to Everyday Tools for Everyday Living. Can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about that? What time you come on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Sure. So we come on every Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can watch us on E360 TV, or you can watch us on YouTube or over 20 some other platforms. But when you come and watch us, be expecting to walk away with something to put in your human toolbox that is going to excel you, that's going to ignite you, that's going to make you want to achieve in life. Like, we talk about dedication, we talk about commitment, we talk about discipline, and it's not a negative word. Discipline just means that I am learning how to be better in life. I'm learning how to stay focused in life, because as you said, Dr. Cooley, that we can get distracted easily. But if we have the correct mindset with all these things in it that we need on a daily basis to keep us going and keep us successful, even when things get hard, even when they get tough. We talk about why you need to smile, what it does to your body, what it does to your brain, just by simply smiling. So join us every Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on E360 TV for Tools for Everyday Living.
Stacy, you know that Michelle and I are going to be watching always. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come on my show today. And just like I said, you always bring it. I want you back in December. Well, once you graduate, I apologize. I'm not going to be able to be there for the graduation. I'll be there in heart.
Yeah.
I'm in New York. You know, I got to go to New York.
Yes.
Couple of
You're
things.
doing great things as always. As always, and it's always a pleasure to come on the show. As I was talking to you and Michelle earlier, we're family. I just, and I can't say that about everybody that I meet. I met you all, and it's just a reciprocal thing. We just are family now.
It is. And I thank you so much. I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely fantastic show. Most importantly, I have to thank our viewers for tuning in to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Always remember, dream big, think big, and be big at everything that you do. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. It's your life.